know the rules of the game. If you're familiar at all and paying attention to the media about how the bailout and so forth and mortgages and things, bad things have been happening in the economy, a lot of people didn't know the rules of the game before they bought into things. And so by not looking at the rules of the game and knowing the details, and it's been a real problem. Your take home for that: one, know the details. Don't just kind of gloss over. It's easy in our culture. We're such an information culture that there's so much to kind of wrap our heads around. It's an important thing to ask details about things. You're not going to know too much about situations. Even from season to season, you know how rules can change. And that's part of that. Making sure that you understand that and find out why things change. Right now, particularly in your phase of life, it's a great time to get by with really challenging a lot and understanding and learning, and it's a good thing to be doing. Next, know the value of your own integrity. There's a slide that comes up here in a little bit that talks about kind of the show me the money kind of way of thinking about things. Knowing what your integrity is really worth. Go back to examples that we see in the media where people have been doping and doing different things and end up giving back medals or losing titles and such so forth. Really was that one instance really something that was equal to the value of integrity. Also, use growing knowledge to guard your integrity. Again, finding out the information, keep it going. Next, be prepared for the rules to change. Kind of like constantly being in a defensive stance. If you're in a defensive stance and you're ready for the rules to change, you won't be caught off guard. And then search out good role models. Good role models can sometimes be, it doesn't have to be someone in the media, it can actually be someone in your community. Think about that. Good role models should be making themselves available to you. Integrity is recognizing the right decision and then make it. Joe Paterno from Penn State said, "We need people who influence their peers and who cannot be detoured from their convictions by peers who do not have the courage to have any convictions." If you want to read that one again, that's okay. It's one of those that you need to wrap your head around 2 or 3 times, but it does make a lot of sense. The people who really stand for something are willing to stand for something in spite of others not standing for something. And I think it's a key principle for us to keep in mind that sometimes we have to stand for the right decision, stand for the thing that's most important, and then stand on that principle and stand firmly. Principle number 3, define goals that reflect your values. Alexander Hamilton said, if you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. And I can see some real truth in that. You have to know kind of what is important to you. And if you don't have anything that's important, then you just kind of be kind of wishy-washy. And that doesn't go over so well in our culture these days. Outcome goals are the tally marks, the win-loss record. When it's all said and done, this is what's left over. It's the win-loss record. It's the all-star team. It's those things that you're doing that are measured after all of the work and all of the things that you can do are actually done. The performance goals are really the goals that I want you to focus on today. Performance goals are related to those things that you can actually measure within yourself, not what the guy next to you is doing, but what you're needing to do within yourself. If you set performance goals, then you can measure your own capabilities and your own progress. And that's really the good way of doing that. We're going to talk about that here even a little bit more. First of all, you want your goal to be specific. You don't want to just be better. You want to be able to be better in such a way that you can describe that and it's measured. You want your goal to be difficult but realistic. Goals that are too easy, people just don't feel like they're accomplishing much and they just don't get much done. If it's too difficult, for example, people who their New Year's resolution is to do what? Lose weight. They're going to go to the gym. They're going to go to the gym every day, they say. For the whole new year, I'm going to go to the gym every day. Well, that's too difficult to do, and they don't accomplish that. So having moderately difficult goals are important. Your coaches can help you understand what your goals should be as well. Performance goals we've talked about, and then writing them down. Write down the goals. Put it on a little index card in your car. I like the example about a coach who wrote down their team goals about how they were going to perform against a different their opposition. Wrote them on the opposition's jersey. I don't know how they got one. They nailed it to the coach's door. So you write it down and you make it personal. Foster individual commitment. You've got to buy into your goals. If you don't, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to be interested in them at all. And then provide support toward the goal, meaning go out and recruit people. Let people know what your goal is. Let people know about that. Your parents, your teammates, let them know what you're shooting for. Too often we have a lot of competition between each other, and we need to be competing within ourselves and trying to beat ourselves and better ourselves, thinking personal best. Provide a goal evaluation, simply figuring out how it is you are going to review your goals and make sure that you're making progress, and then develop goal-reaching strategies. Those are, those can exist, a variety of those for many, many sports.